This time I call the boy I got good volume. If you can hear the rest of them good as you hear me, we in good shape. This time I call the November meeting of the County Commission to order. We're glad to have the pastor of Bethany Pine Grove United Methodist Churches, Pastor Bart Gray, to give us our invocation, and then we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag led by Commissioner Wade.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we now come to you today looking for your guidance, your wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting tonight. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion. Allow us to grow closer as a group and nurture the bonds of community. Fill us with your grace, Lord God, as we make decisions that affect this community. Continue to remind us that all that we do here on this day, all that we accomplish is for the pursuit of truth, for the greater glory of you, and for the service of all humanity. And we ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time we are going to deviate just a minute from the next item on the agenda, which normally we don't do, but since it was requested by Senator Lee Anderson, we're going to give him senatorial privileges at tonight's commission meeting. Senator Anderson has a resolution from the Georgia State Senate, and he will be presenting that to the Beggs family, and I think Sheriff Revere will be with you. Y'all walk to the microphone and do whatever you want to do. Sheriff Revere, you have 3 minutes. That's what he tells me every time I have to speak at a funeral. I have 3 minutes, so.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, it's truly an honor to be here tonight. It's truly an honor to be able to stand and have a prayer and say the Pledge of Allegiance to that flag. You never get tired of doing neither one of them. It's awesome. It's a great country we live in. Tonight I'm here to help present this resolution to a dear family that means a lot to this county, and words cannot really say it, what all this man was all about. But former Sheriff Bruce Beggs was a great man, a good man. The good Lord called him on home. The bottom line is he's home and we're not. And we still here, and we got to carry on our duty to this county. This resolution, first of all, I want to ask the family to come up. I done got ahead of myself. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to tell you exactly how this resolution comes about. I have to present it to the committee, and they have to vote on it, and then I have to present it to the whole state Senate. And I'm here to tell you, all 56 senators voted yes in favor of this resolution. So the whole state of Georgia just feels for you, and they love this county also, and the great man that we lost. You know, Bruce Beggs he wasn't just a sheriff. He was a man that took care of families, a man that took care of families' dogs, I mean, the man just took care of everybody. And he's what I always try to be every day. He was a servant, not a politician. He loved serving Lincoln County. And I want to ask the sheriff to come up now and read this resolution. I wanted him to be part of this also before we present it to the family. Sheriff?
Let me say to Beth, a school teacher, that the senator's wife is a school principal, and she told him not to read it. Georgia Senate, a resolution honoring the life and memory of Sheriff Bruce C. Biggs and for other purposes. Whereas the state of Georgia mourns the loss of one of its most distinguished citizens with the passing of Sheriff Bruce C. Biggs on July 3rd, 2017, and whereas Sheriff Biggs was born on September 14th, 1958 in Lincolnton, Georgia, beloved son of Ellie Ruth Norman Biggs and the late Elsie Carlton Biggs, and whereas a man of deep and abiding faith, Sheriff Biggs was an active member of the First Assembly of God, Lincolnton, and exemplified the qualities of a true Christian man. And whereas he was united in love and marriage to his wife Beth and was blessed with 2 remarkable children, Benjamin and Bethany, and whereas he gave inspiration to many through his high ideals, morals, and deep concerns for his fellow citizens, and the devotion, patience, and understanding he demonstrated to his family and friends were admired by others. And whereas Sheriff Biggs was a true friend to everyone, and in addition to his role of sheriff of Lincoln County, he served both his community and the state in numerous capacities over the course of his life as a firefighter, emergency medical technician, chief and member of the Lincoln County Rescue Squad, director of the Lincoln County Chamber of Commerce, and clerk of the Lincoln County Superior Court for 24 years. And he was a member of many other boards and organizations. And whereas his primary goal in life was to serve all mankind in any way that he could, which he surely accomplished through his unselfish and dedicated service to his community and state and to all those with whom he came in contact. And whereas he was a person of magnanimous strength with an unimpeachable reputation for integrity, intelligence, fairness, and kindness, and by the example he made of his life, he made this world a better place in which to live. And whereas a compassionate and generous man, Sheriff Biggs will long be remembered for his love of his family and his friendship, and will be missed by all who had the great fortune of knowing him. Now therefore it be it resolved by this Senate that the members of this body join in honoring the life and memory of Bruce C. Biggs and express their deepest and most sincere regret at his passing. Be it further resolved that the Secretary of the Senate is authorized and directed to make a copy of this resolution available for distribution to the family of Bruce Biggs. Senate Resolution 1089, and it's signed by the President of the Senate and our Senator, Senator Anderson.
Bill, this is just a small token, but it is not all.
Senator Anderson, I want to tell you one of the last things that Sheriff Biggs did. I had a visitor, I don't know how many nights, to spend the night in my pickup truck in my garage. And I don't drive it but about once a week, and I went out there and the seat was laid back like these teenagers do, except it was all the way. I went and asked Carol if she'd been driving my truck. She said no. I said, has Blanchard been in it? She said no. I said, well, maybe it was Leighton, far back as it was. And anyway, we come to find out after talking around in the neighborhood, we had a good idea of who it was. And anyway, I called the sheriff and I told him, and we were leaving town for a few days, and he said, I'll just keep coming by your house and check on everything while y'all gone. I'll do your neighborhood watch. I said, that'd be nice of you. In the meantime, Emily, our daughter-in-law, had one of these deer cameras, and she came and put it in the garage to where maybe she could catch who was coming in. We left town. The next night, she called and she said, well, I caught the person that was staying in your truck. I said, good, who was it? She said, Sheriff Beggs. He had been in to check on my truck, and the camera got him. So that is indeed the kind of fella Bruce Beggs was, and it speaks volumes of, 14 months or something, however long Bruce has been gone, that he's still being honored.
Yes, sir.
After this time. I don't know of anybody that does that, and we do appreciate you, your service to the Georgia Senate, and particularly to Lincoln County. We appreciate what you do, and you're welcome to be here at any time, and I know you're headed to the Soil and Water Conservation. So with that said, thank you. If you don't have anything else to say, thank you for coming.
I just want to thank the commission for allowing me to go first, and I want to thank the family once again. And like I said, we lost a good man, but he loved this county, but the good Lord, it was time for him to go home, and we just wish one day that we'll be there with him. Thank you.
Thank you. All of you are welcome to stay. If you don't have anything to do and you need a quick nap, just sit here a few minutes. Item 4 on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Is there a motion that the minutes be approved as printed and sent to you?
Mr. Chairman, I make that motion.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be named by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. The motion's carried. Is there a motion that we approve the agenda as printed?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the agenda as printed.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Wade. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Item 6, departmental reports. The Office of Emergency Services, Director Brown.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, good evening. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here. I have submitted my written report and will answer any questions that you might have for me.
You also have his written report. Is there any questions to Director Brown? If not, thank you.
Yes, sir.
The Recreation Department, Director Glaze is not with us. He was sick today and he didn't come in, and so he's not here. Item C is Finance Director, Director Arnett.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, you have my reports. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Any questions or comments to Director Arnett?
I had a short one, Mr.
Commissioner Clyde.
On the sales tax loss, and all, I know we've got a couple of months. We've got September and October. Is what, like a couple of months before that, how is it running?
It was about the same in July. It was 46,468.33, and in August it was 46,228.41.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions? If not, Public Works, Director Seymour.
Chairman, members of the board, you have my written reports. I don't have anything to add to those unless you have some questions. I'll be more than happy to answer those.
Any questions, Director Seymour? If not, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Commissioner Wade.
Oh, Commissioner Wade, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Looks like our money is up on permits.
Yes, sir.
I guess that means construction is up.
Construction is up. Yes, sir.
Good.
It is. It is considerably up, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Well, last month, we issued 5 new residential permits, so I don't know what it was the month before without looking. Item 7 is a public hearing. Is there a motion that we go into our public hearing?
I made that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Director Seymour.
Yes, sir. My planning commission heard the following request on November the 5th from Ms. Christy Hill, which was map 36, parcel 18 on Elberton Highway. This parcel contains 29.06 acres. The zoning is already C1 for neighborhood commercial. She's applying for a special use request for the purpose of renovating the barn that's on the property for a event venue where she could rent it out for weddings or family reunions or any event that it would accommodate. My board voted unanimously for approval. This property is already zone C1 commercial. She just needs a special use to be able to use it for that purpose. It was on C1 earlier for a horse boarding. So I think Ms. Hill is here as well. So,
Ms. Hill, do you have anything you would like to say? Okay. You heard the request from the Planning and Zoning Board by Director Seymour that we grant the special use request on map 36 parcel 018A. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant this request.
Have a motion and a second.
I second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde Collins, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? I would like to make a comment, not a question. Ms. Hill, we would like to welcome you to Lincoln County, being a business partner here. I drive up and down 79, and I see a lot of progress going on up there, and we just want you to know personally that we appreciate you, and I think your daughter is in with you. We hope and wish for you the best success, and that things will just turn out like your dream has been in the Deep South. And we want you to know that if there's anything that we can ever do for you as the county government, we're always here to serve you. Thank you. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried, and it has been granted. Is there a motion that we come out of public hearing?
I made that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Have a second.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Wade. All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried, and you have been granted your special condition. And if I get married again, I'm going to come talk to you and see if I can get married up there. You're welcome to stay, but if you want to leave, we certainly understand that too. So it's just whatever. We'd love to have you if you want to.
If he finds another woman to have him, I'm coming to the wedding too.
That'd probably be difficult, wouldn't it?
Amen.
Item 8 is the 2019 CHIP application resolution. Director Seymour.
Yes, sir. You have in your packet a resolution. This is a grant that we applied for last year. We did not get. We are applying once again. This is a community housing improvement grant, which would allow us to receive up to $300,000 through the Federal Housing Administration. It is a $250 application fee to do that. We would only be basically the fiscal agent. The applications for the programs would be taken from the regional commission, and they would award those applications. And what this does is it allows people that can't afford to renovate their home that's in dire repair, whether it's a roof, whether it's a bathroom that's in disrepair. It gives them the ability to get some of the federal housing money to be able to do that. The regional commission would handle all the application process as well as the contractors and all that. Now, I do know that they will, in every effort possible, try to buy all material and contractors from this area in Lincoln County first and foremost. So we ask that you approve the resolution to allow us to, the chairman to sign the resolution to apply for up to $300,000 grant.
Say a motion that we authorize me as the chairman and the clerk as the clerk to sign the resolution with the CSRA-RC for the $300,000, up to $300,000 CHIP program. Is that a motion? Say a second.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Wade. Any discussion on the motion? Let me make a comment, because I'm probably sure it's going through some of your head as to whether or not we qualified to get this grant.
I was going to ask the question.
You got to speak loud if you want me to hear you.
I was raising my hand.
Okay, you better say, Mr. Chairman, where I can hear you. Commissioner Wade.
Great to see more. Have we ever had a grant like this before?
We have not. Last year was the first time we applied. We did not receive the grant last year. We are in high hopes that we will receive it this year, yes.
You think our chances are pretty good? I know
Talking
that's
to
a hard one.
Ms. Gravatt at the RC, she seems to think our chances are much better this year than they were last year, so,
Okay, thank you, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
As I was saying, this is not, our understanding is, and we even checked on it this afternoon, that this is not going to be caught up in the SDS problems we have between the county and the city. This is mostly a federal fund coming down through, and they have assured us that if we are awarded this grant, we can receive it. Have a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. And the motion's carried. Item number 10 is a revenue bond continuation resolution disclosure. Director Seymour.
Yes, sir. In 2014, I believe it might have been 15, this board approved a bond resolution to refinance a great deal of the water and sewer debt that we had on the books in order to save some money and get some lower interest rates. As part of that package, we have to disclose every year our financials and all of our records to the bond recipients, the people who purchase the revenue bonds. So every year we've been paying Butler Snow, which is an attorney firm, $5,000 to do our continuing disclosure. I was approached by another firm a couple weeks ago that offered to do it for a considerable amount less, for $1,500 instead of $5,000. So what I have before you is give the chairman the ability to sign a contract for 1 year with Springstead Incorporated for $1,500 for continuing disclosure. Save us about $35.
Okay, is there a motion that we grant me as chairman, the clerk as the clerk, to sign the resolution with Springstead Incorporated to do the revenue bond continuation disclosure on the water bonds? Is there a motion?
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to say this.
Commissioner Clyde.
That's a Georgia firm too, this Springstead is, I think.
Yes, sir.
So that's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, call for the vote. All in favor, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. Item number 10, authorizing resolution 5311 transit grant. Director Blunt. Director Blunt is not here. We discussed this last week in the work session. This is a continuation that's done each and every year that keeps the transit department going at the Senior Citizens Transit. Is there a motion giving me the authority as the chairman and the clerk to sign the resolution with the United States Department of Transportation for a grant for public transportation assistance under Title 49 of the United States Code, Section 5311? Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Wade. Any discussion on the motion? The chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, and the motion's carried. Item number 11, 2019 alcoholic license renewals. Clerk McKellen, please bring the mic to you.
Yes, sir. We have 3 that have come before us that have met all the requirements for the alcohol license renewal for 2019. They are John Braden for American Legion Post 194, Al Holloway for Rocky Branch Golf Course.
Let's do them, clerk, one at a time, okay?
Yes, sir.
We have to vote on them separately, according to the county attorney this afternoon.
Okay.
You need a motion on,
I'm fixing to call one. I was wanting to be sure I had one, and one of the reasons for that is one of them is a different license than the other two, so you vote on them separately.
Yes, sir.
Is there a motion that we grant the American Legion Post 194, Mr. John Brayton, a liquor, beer, and wine on-premise license?
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion, say a second.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. The motion is carried. Clerk McKellar.
The next one would be Al Holloway for Rocky Branch Golf Course for a beer and wine license on premises.
Okay, you heard the request. It met all the qualifications for Rocky Branch Golf Course for Al Holloway. Is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
I second, Mr. Chairman.
Well, I'm glad y'all here tonight. Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Wade. Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Clerk McKellar.
The last one is Sam Patel for LW's Bait and Tackle for a beer and wine license off premises.
He's met all the criteria, I'm assuming,
Yes, sir.
too. So I have a motion that we grant the beer and wine off premises Sam Patel on of LW's Bait and Tackle.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion. Is there a second? Have a motion by Commissioner Wade, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Item number 12 is HP Computer Lease, Director Dockery.
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. Thank you all for having me. We've had a little change come up with what we had planned on doing. I think today we was going to initially be, from the last work session, we was going to be trying to vote on whether to pass or to wait on the computers, but due to some interest that we have gotten, we're going to try and RFP out this project.
So you're currently working on the RFP to go out to different bidders, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and the RFP will be, the people that have notified us that are interested in it, and I know it's 2 companies, they will be notified about the RFP and sent in. It will also be placed on the county's website. So I guess what we're doing is we're just tabling this until after we get bids in. That motion that we table this until later date.
I make the motion, we table it.
That's second.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. We hope to have this by the December meeting, if at all possible. I don't know if we can, though. That RFP is going to take longer than that, isn't it? How many days you got to do that RFP?
I believe the RFP open date is December the 6th, which is the Thursday before the commissioners' meeting.
Okay, maybe we can have it by the,
I did it where you would have it in time to even discuss it in your work session prior to the meeting.
okay. All right, thank you, Director Dockery.
Thank you.
Well, we got a motion. Did I do that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have we voted?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Item 13 is a lease agreement on the Blanchard Lamar House. They got this under Chairman Norman. This has mostly been done with the county attorney with some input from me and Mr. Stone. But anyway, I think we got it, and y'all know what it is. It's we discussed it last week, is a lease for the Development Authority to lease from the county the house, Lamar Blanchard House, that they have, that housed the Development Authority and Chamber of Commerce for many years. Now they are getting a written lease, and they are responsible for the maintenance and upkeep of the building, which they have done historically anyway. Is there a motion giving me the authority to sign with the Development Authority this 10-year lease? Have a motion. Is there a second?
I second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Wade. Any discussion? The chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. The motion is carried. Item number 14 is the county legislative coordinator appointment, and that's just where ACCG has someone that is appointed that they get into about legislation that's affecting county governments. That has historically been with the chairman, and I need a motion to appoint me as the legislative coordinator with ACCG for this next year.
Mr. Chairman, I will make that motion.
Is there a second?
I second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. The next item, 15, is a cooler for the morgue. We have already discussed this in the work session too. You know what it is. Funeral home, Begg's Funeral Home has been housing county coroner cases in his morgue. His morgue is no longer working. He's not replacing it, and has asked that from the coroner's office, from Coroner Beggs, that the county either get a morgue, or we would have to put him in one of the hospitals until something happens. This has been batted around, I know, for several years. In a little of the reconstruction of the old EMS building where the Sheriff's Patrol and Investigative Divisions are, we had one room in the back that was built for the morgue at the time that we would have to have it. It's already been plugged and ready to go. We just need to purchase the morgue, and the morgue is, the cost of the morgue and shipping it here is $6,577. Is there a motion that we purchase this morgue for the coroner's office?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, to purchase the morgue.
Have a motion by Commissioner Wade. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. Item 16 is adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to make that motion.
Have a motion by Commissioner Clyde. Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second.
Second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. And all of you that want to, we can go eat at the Soil and Water Conservation.